difference between the second person and you was very little. How much was the difference?
Well, on layman's terms, it's 1/100th of a second.
Wow.
Split seconds.
So the difference आप बोल रहे हो is not just physical training, it's also mental training.
Definitely.
उस गेम के बाद फिर क्या हुआ? What happened after the game?
Well, I was winning India for almost a decade and representing India 4 Asian championships.
आप I think government sector में भी गए थे.
Well, I was working for customs and excise, gave all 35-36 years in the department.
ऐसी कोई चीज़ कस्टम्स में भी आती है या एक्साइज में जब लोग नई नई चीज़ें नई नई हथकंडे अपना रहे हैं जिससे अपने आप को वो हाइड कर सके या इवेड कर सके. तो अगर हम एक डिश बना रहे हैं कॉल्ड एन एथलीट, तो उस डिश के क्या इंग्रेडिएंट्स होंगे? मीट प्रवीण जॉली, India's own Sylvester Stallone, the only Indian to win a bronze medal in Asian Games in 110-meter since 1982. A champion athlete, a 65-year young gentleman, a former customs official who talks about how custom officials think, act and spot smugglers. In this power-packed episode, we talk about the winning mindset, lifelong fitness, and a peek into the world of enforcement. So don't forget to subscribe, share, and like this video because this episode is something you've never seen before. So Praveen ji, take us back to 1982 when you were in lane 2. How did those 14 or 15 seconds feel like?
Well, during the race, it's obviously you hardly feel anything since it's just a 14 plus seconds race. So, moments before the race are more important where your heartbeat goes up and when the crowd is 60-70,000 people around you in the stadium. Wow. And being a Delhiite in the stadium with all their supporters and all the pressure on, that is the moment when you have to overcome that emotions and concentrate on your race. So those are more vital moments rather than during the race because it just finishes in split of seconds. Yeah.
So how did it feel like representing India?
Yeah, it's always a great thing to wear an India color and the vest, which certainly when you are in the team, your management provides you with the Indian vest. The color on the Indian vest is the moment when you are really feel very patriotic and you go all out to prove a point during the races and if at all you are competing in. So that is really a very high moment for any sportsman for that matter. Yeah.
And I read somewhere that the difference between the second person and you was very little. How much was the difference?
Well, on layman's terms, it's just, and as per the official record, it's just 1/100th of a second.
Wow.
Split seconds. So all sprints races for that matter are very close races and even a friction of a second like 1/100th and you know now in swimming it's working out in 1,000th of a second also because the races are so close. So if I was behind 1/100th of a second, the fourth was also just maybe 200 seconds behind me. So this is the difference between a medal and without a medal in any national or international meets.
तो आपने बताया कि the real pressure is actually before the 14 seconds. तो उसकी क्या preparation रहती है so that someone like you or anybody who's competing can bridge the gap?
Well, this is what you train for actually. Or the races might be a few seconds during the competition, but a lot of 4-10 years of your hard labor which goes into it, and this is what you train for to mentally ensure that you're not distracted by the outcome of your surroundings and your focus and your concentration is only on the drill which you are scheduled to do during the race. So those moments are a little tricky. So this is where a trained sportsman and a non-pro guy comes into the difference. That's it.
So the difference आप बोल रहे हो is not just physical training, it's also mental training.
Definitely.
तो ऐसा कोई mental tool जो आपने उस time use किया and probably that you're still using today?
Well, this you cannot specify as such as one particular thumb rule wherein you have to just all of a sudden you can concentrate on it. It's over the period of time. You know that the surroundings are not going to impact you. Your training and your hard work comes into play during the race, and merely focus and the drill which you have been working on, just you have to focus on that and concentrate and ensure that you are able to repeat the same during the competition.
आपने बहुत बार अभी एक वर्ड यूज़ किया, फोकस. आज की जनरेशन में with all the distractions, with all the social media stimulus, with all the Netflix Prime series happening, हमारे focus का क्या हो रहा है?
Well, I won't call it distractions. It's always something which you are. It's a learning process in certain ways, but end of the day, it is. I always like thumb rule for this. I always say is time management. You see,
Time.
so it's all time management. See, everybody has 24 hours to deal with, and it's a work-life balance which you have to ensure, and it's all time management. You can focus on the job on hand at one given day, and on the other day you always have some other options. It's not that you being a social animal, you have to be in and out of everything. You see, you have to go with the latest things in and around you. But merely suggesting that you don't have time and you are merely focusing on many things at one go, that doesn't work. So the prioritization of work in hand at a given time, that I feel is always a win-win situation.
So time management, and आपने बताया more than time management is prioritization of doing that one thing at a given point of time.
Absolutely. That's the trick actually. That is the way out to come out as a winner. For any, forget sport, for any work for that matter, you have to ensure that you are focused on that particular thing at a given time. Too many distractions, as you put it, are only when your mind is distracting and not able to concentrate. So for concentration, obviously you have to focus the job on hand. As simple. This very simple.
So is it that प्रवीण जी कि जब हमारे माइंड में खुद का गोल ही नहीं है, then we can be easily distracted. But जब हमारे पास एक गोल हो, जैसे आपके पास एक गोल था उस 14 seconds के लिए, then a person can be really focused and do one thing at one point of time.
You're correct, Rohan. Here the focus is, it's not merely seeing that thing in perspective of just viewing it. So focus is you have to in and out, day in and out, you have to do a particular drill or concentrate on certain things which will definitely give you results. You might fail in initial stages, but this is how build up your mental strength, and this is what lot many yogis and lot many people are now assisting all our sports people for that matter. Just how to be focused and concentrate. This focus and concentration is one thing which everybody is emphasizing on. And this is not a one go trick or a half an hour job. So it is built up over the period of time by merely practicing it.
So it's a process.
It's a very slow process, but it is achieved only by people who really know their job, that this is on hand and this we have to achieve. Some hurdles, some fumble here and there will always be there, but at the end of the day, you will succeed once you are sure about your goal.
मैंने आपकी वीडियो देखी रेस ट्रैक की, and I saw the hurdles. क्या आप उस पाथ को लाइफ जर्नी से इक्वेट करते कि जैसे लाइफ जर्नी में भी इतने हर्डल्स आते हैं, and how we can overcome each of these hurdles?
Yes, I think day to day everybody is clearing some hurdles during your day to day work or for day to day assignments. In some or the other way, you won't call it hurdles, but these are some barriers which you have to overcome. So it is only you who have to clear it. See, nobody is going to do it for you. It is only you who have to do it. So now it is only you who have to decide how to clear it. So somebody might guide you to some extent, but finally it is you who over the period of time have to decide what is the best way out of this particular hazard or barrier, you may call it. So time and again, you have to fight it all alone in life that way.
So उस गेम के बाद फिर क्या हुआ? What happened after the game?
Well, I was winning India for almost a decade and representing India 4 Asian Championships, which are every alternate year. But unfortunately, I was struggling with the same timings and I was not able to improve much. Maybe certain factors now I realize came into play. But end of the day, you still feel, okay, the journey was quite good and you were able to represent India for 8-10 years. You could have done better. Now with this facilities and all the backup by the government and federations, you could have definitely done better.
And then फिर I remember you were telling me once, maybe आप हमारे viewers के लिए भी बता सकते हैं, you focus a lot on the training of the thighs as one of the core muscles. And I remember आपकी एक interaction कपिल देव के साथ भी हुई थी.
Well, it was good of him, Kapil, to meet me, and we trained together for a couple of days. And in his autobiography, he happens to mention that he trained with me and he realized that legs is one of the things which he needs to strengthen on. So he being a legend and commenting about a person like me and ensuring that he got motivated and worked hard on his legs. And he remained injury free post that, he says so. And obviously, the leg is the most important factor as of for athletes or for any game. These that needs to be strengthened. And all counts. Most of the people you say they focus more on the bodybuilding and stuff like it. That's okay, but you need to focus on your leg strength and ensure that your whole body is finally on your knees and legs.
Kapil Dev had come to you in that sense for training of the legs. Us time strengthening, nobody was, I think, working on strengthening at that point of time.
No. They all were training, obviously. It was just by chance we happened to meet and he realized that I need to work hard and seeing the strength level of my, you can say, event or maybe because of my training method. So it was just not an eye-opener, but just a sort of a, you can say, touch-and-go thing for him to ensure that he work out more on legs so that I can increase the shelf life or you can say the playing years of any sportsman for that matter.
And then after sports, आप I think government sector में भी गए थे.
Well, I was working for customs and excise in Delhi and gave all 35-36 years in the department. So the department was very supportive to the fact that I being a sportsman and they were giving me due time, you can say, and ample facilities in that way so that I can continue as long as I was doing my competitive sports. And obviously then federation and government was always behind you to ensure that you continue. That's it.
अगर आपको कोई स्पेसिफिक इंसिडेंट याद आता है जिसमें आपकी भी बहुत लर्निंग थी, आप बहुत सरप्राइज हो गए थे कि ऐसा भी हो रहा है.
As I was mentioning, there are people who are consuming, we call it heroin, in a very different ways. They are swallowing it in a capsule form. And once they reach the destination and then they ensure it comes out. And they get some good money out of it. But flying for 8-10 hours, clearing customs, immigrations, and that at their port of landing. So 15 to 20 hours with some narcotics in your stomach and still feeling that you will be fine. There have been instances where those have busted those capsules in the stomach and they have lost lives because they are not able to sustain that for long in their stomach, and they go to an extent for being absolutely not eating anything, not sipping any liquid so that it doesn't come out in a way which they are not expecting. So these are very tricky things which we are able to, you can say, customs department were able to deduct and make cases.
प्रवीण जी, हम इनकम टैक्स में भी देखते हैं कि रेड हुई है एंड उन्होंने देखा कि दीवारों में, बेड में, फ्रिज में, अलग अलग जगह पे उन्होंने कैश स्टोर किया होता है। ऐसी कोई चीज़ कस्टम्स में भी आती हैं या एक्साइज में, जब लोग नई नई चीज़ें, नए नए हथकंडे अपना रहे हैं जिससे अपने आप को वो हाइड कर सके या इवेड कर सके, ऐसा कोई इंसिडेंट याद आता है?
Not one incident, there have been many incidents where
कोई
people,
एक अगर आप बता सकें।
many people try to evade it to quite an extent. As you normally you see in earlier days, they used to have some smuggling of watches, for that examples. So they'll conceal in whatever best possible way in false ceilings, in false ceilings of bathrooms, and they'll ensure that the POP and all the walls are done in such a way that nobody is able to figure out. And they thought probably it won't be captured or it won't be able to, the layman custom who will be visiting them for searches and all. But over the period of time, department have been so experienced enough, the officers are trained for it. So most of the time you get to know by some informers are also there who do play an important role in informing the modus operandi of these guys. But in many cases, we have come across false ceilings and false bottoms, and in sofas and in beds wherein they have ensured that they have made special cavities to hide it.
अच्छा, तो कोई गोल्ड स्मगलिंग का भी केस कभी आया हुआ है?
Well, lot many cases have been there during
90s
our.
के टाइम आई थिंक बोलते थे काफी गोल्ड स्मगलिंग भी
Yeah,
चल रही
that's an
थी।
ongoing process. But we had a specific information from some European country guy, better not to name any country as such. And one gentleman had around 20-30 kgs of gold wrapped around his waist. A massive guy,
20-30 kg।
yeah, of gold around his waist and with a special cavity belts and all. And we were tipped about him. And he was a massive guy with all his black belt, judo, and very solid, you can say, physical appearance and whatnot. The moment he came out of aircraft, so since we already were planned to nab him, the moment he realized that I've been cornered, he went back to the aircraft. And in aircraft too, he ensured, though the passengers were exiting, he jumped over them, he entered his washroom, and he ensured to flush the whole thing out in aircraft, so that physically he won't be having anything in person when we catch hold of him. But somehow officers, we were able to grab him before he could eject the whole thing down the drain in the bathroom of aircraft. Wow. So it took 5-6 of us, good officers, you can say, who were able to physically hold him, bring him out of the aircraft. And it was a Herculean task. That guy was so good in, you can say, commando training and whatnot, that even 5-6 of our officers, sir, were less to ensure that we are able to belt him down in some or the other way.
हाँ, ये कब की बात होगी? Which
this must be, I think, early 90s, somewhere in the early 90s. Somehow he was nabbed and the case was booked, and he served a sentence of 8-10 years before he was embassy and all, I think, came into play.
और जैसे आपने अभी बताया 5 मिनट पहले कि कभी कभार इन्फॉर्मर्स होते हैं, कभी इंटेलिजेंस होती है कि उन्होंने फॉल सीलिंग की है, बट इसमें हमारा प्रोसेस क्या होता है? लेट्स से कि कोई इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं है हमारे पास, बट हमें सेंस है कि कुछ ठीक नहीं है, तो इज़ देयर अ प्रोसेस जो फॉलो होता है टू फिगर आउट कि हम पहले यहाँ चेक करेंगे, या हो सकता है फॉल सीलिंग, या कोई टिपिकल स्पॉट्स, हाइडिंग प्लेसेस होती हैं?
There's no standard protocol as such, but it's only the experience of the raiding teams which ensure and are in most of the cases are able to detect and unwind the things from house and from shops or for commercial establishments or offices for that matter. So a bit of homework is always done before raiding a person, because you know what all are the gray areas where he can he can hide the things, and what are his weaknesses, whether it's the documents or his laptops. And there have been cases wherein they ensure everything is in small CDs earlier days or in a pen drives, and they are very easily able to conceal them and throw it away in case of any raid and all. But those corners are usually covered as and when the raiding party hits them. So those things are taken care of. In most of the cases, they leave the CDs and pen drives in cars for the example. That will be the least thing which will be checked. But they are caught in, maybe not this time, maybe the next time, but sooner or later they'll be in the net.
Very interesting. अब इस टाइम जब आप कस्टम्स में थे, आपके स्पोर्ट्स का कैसे चल रहा था? उस टाइम भी आप कर रहे थे?
हाँ, very much. As I said, I think I was given a lot of timing and all the backup of the senior sport staff, and ensure as long as I was in competitive, I was given due timing wise and liberty to go to the Indian national camps and attend my national camps as and when required. So they were supportive in all ways, and I owe a lot to them in that way. So when you're not competing anymore, so it is our, I think, moral duty to do and work for the department as and when called for.
एंड जैसे आपने उसका एग्जाम्पल दिया, उसकी बहुत बड़ी बॉडी थी, फिजिक थी, तो आई थिंक वो एक अपीयरेंस होती है जिससे आप पता लगा सकते हो कि ये बंदा नॉर्मल नहीं है. बट जो नॉर्मल पब्लिक जाती है, जैसे हम देखते हैं कि रेड चैनल और ग्रीन चैनल से एयरपोर्ट से आ रहे होते हैं या बाकी में, कोई ऐसी प्रोसेस या प्रोटोकॉल होता है जिससे आप फिगर आउट करते हो कि इस पर्सोना आइडेंटिटी में कुछ गड़बड़ लग रही है?
Yeah, there are a lot many parameters which come into play. See, any person who is into smuggling or for that matter concealing anything, so it's merely by virtue of experience. We call it a preventive people over in civil, and then we have a uniformed people, and then in many cases we have screening of your baggage. So certain parameters are there which are taken into account. And any awkward moment as such cannot be attributed to in a way that you will be sure shot. But we try to figure out in many cases, and their travel history. Sometimes you check your passports and then you get to know you've been frequenting these certain countries which are susceptible to be smuggling areas. So their traveling history and their days of stay, and there are certain parameters. So which on checking you get to know, and then those are established by checking their baggage, and they are caught in that.
So सारा बैक एंड वर्क हो रहा होता है जिसमें उनकी ट्रैवल हिस्ट्री, उनके कोई पैटर्न्स, या पहले भी अगर उनका आपने बैगेज स्क्रीनिंग करवाई हो उससे क्या निकल रहा है, एंड देन यू से आप इधर आ जाइए. फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर मैं बैग लेके जा रहा हूँ एयरपोर्ट से, तो आप क्या देखेंगे मेरे में? द वे आई वॉक, या कोई सिग्नल आई एम गिविंग आउट जिससे पता चल जाए कि यार इनको साइड पे बुलाते हैं?
That's as I said. There are many factors which come into play. So see, a small baggage from Dubai is not having any check-in baggage. Then you cross-check his passport by what you do. His profile doesn't suggest. His profile is suggesting contrary to what he's telling you verbally. So he says, no, I'm into business and this is this. I go for it. Any visiting cards, this, that. If you cross-check, he doesn't have any. And then you get to know he's going for 2 days and his frequency have been say 3, 4, 5 times a month there for no any concrete reason given by him. Then that's a red flag for customs officer. So then other many instances, well, they have a baggage which is not appropriate to his profile, you can say. So a lot of profiling check is done in many cases.
Okay.
So we have the immigration and certain parameters, their visits and all,
Hmm.
which are checked in many cases well in advance. And one of the factors which experience of customs officers over the period of time in directing the people who have been into all this is also very, you can say, positive in a way wherein they are able to direct.
तो ऐसी कोई माइंडसेट या फिलॉसफी जो आप अपने स्पोर्ट्स या एथलेटिक्स टाइम से अपने काम में भी अप्लाई करते हैं?
Yeah, it comes into play day to day. You see, day to day working in department with all your experience and your background of sports, and it's not a question of leadership qualities. It's a question of, say, in certain cases, you see even in department you are time bound things.
Hmm.
See, you have caught hold of any smuggler,
Hmm.
and with post arrest, there are lot many formalities, legal formalities, which you are bound to do. So he have to be presented in court, and his all the deeds have to be projected in front of the judge.
Hmm.
So those are all very tedious things which you have to do in a very time frame manner, and that is where your stamina and endurance comes into play, and your mental strength. Because it's at certain places you don't sleep for 2 to 3 days at a night, because just to ensuring their documentation is in place, and person who have done the deed, his statements are in order, his follow-up actions, everything have to be projected in front of the judge, so that we are able to present our case in the best possible manner. So here is your mental strength which comes into play, and obviously all your legal parameters also have to be in place to make a foolproof case.
Hmm.
So this in day-to-day working, you see, it is only you, a team of people who will be subjected to this grind, and you are the team which have to do all the things. Nobody else from outside is coming and helping out in the subject case. So it is all has to be in a very you can say in a professional way and a very time bound manner.
Time bound manner.
So the whole staff and the team has to be motivated in such a way that they have to be told very categorically, in case you are a senior executive, that it is only you who have to do it and finish it in this time. Nobody else is going to come and replace you to do the job.
So जो mental fitness और strength जो आपको sports से मिल रही है, that helps you in your
Definitely, that will help you in each and every aspect of your life. You see, it's your daily grind which have taken you so far, say in sports credentials. The same will take you out in these also mental and physical tasks which are on hand in any other field for that matter.
Correct. आपने बताया पहले आप अभी आप currently selection squad में भी हैं, तो उसके बारे में थोड़ा बताइए. What is the talent that you saw at your time, and what is the talent like today?
Well, things have improved for better, and the government and federations, sports federations, are playing a very vital role in this, and they are ensuring that the best possible facilities at par with any best in the world are given to the sports people. All international athletes who have qualified, they are given the best of best. Their overseas training patterns, overseas competitive calendars are taken into account, and they are very well fed in a way so that they don't feel any thing less than any of the international competitors. So things are improving for better in many ways. For example, in athletics, we have very much a pool of juniors and seniors who are excelling at all Asian level and even at world level. And now reaching Olympics medalists, for example, Neeraj Chopra and all, they have been out and out of this, you can say, federation's efforts over the period of a decade and a half. So now we are at world level. Many jumpers are doing exceptionally good, who are some or the other way are almost near you can say the best 4 or 5 in the world. So in athletics, reaching those levels is considered to be a very optimal achievement.
अब मैं आपसे एक बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट सवाल पूछना चाहता हूँ. मैं आपको काफ़ी टाइम से देख रहा हूँ एंड जो आप इस फिट कंडीशन में हैं, तो मुझे पूछना बनता है, प्रवीण जी आपकी क्या एज है?
No, well, age is well, I've just 65 plus now.
तो आप 65 में अगर कोई सुन रहा है आपको, तो आप कैसे लग सकते हैं आपकी तरह?
Well, it's a continuous journey. It's a everyday drill, and you can say it's in auto mode now. See, it's a everyday ritual which you have to follow. So here, sometimes the time constraint is the reason which most of the people give. Well, I don't buy that theory. Well, you have to have an hour, 45 minutes, an hour for yourself in a day. If you can't afford to do that, then I think it's not going to work in long way. So that's a very lame excuse which usually people come across. So it's a everyday ritual which you have to follow. So there the question of time management comes. So maybe in some days you're off because of certain commitments,
Correct.
socially or because you're work related. But somewhere down the line, it has to be inculcated in your day-to-day rituals. Some or other form of exercise, physically and mentally, will take you a long way. And I always feel your shelf life increase to quite an extent if you are regular with your physical exercises.
तो आपने कब स्टार्ट किया स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग प्रॉपर्ली?
No, that was always part and parcel of our competitive days. So it was always there. So it is only a modification because obviously with age catching up, you cannot go so far with regard to your stamina and endurance. So just to catch up and just to ensure that you remain in good shape, you can switch over from swimming to running to walking to gymming. So any exercise for that matter, it is not only the gym which you need to work on. So any form of exercise, just to ensure that you remain in good shape. So you try an effort. These are an efforts to keep your day-to-day, you say, sugar control, BP control, this, that. So you are little off these things which usually you find in now 40 years old coming out with sugar problem, heart issues and blood pressure issues, maybe because of their work culture. So here is the tip, as simple. You just need to vent yourself out and work out for 30-40 minutes and you'll feel the difference in no time. Maybe 15-20 days you start hitting it regularly to the gym and you'll start gaining on all fronts. I'm very sure about it.
I remember जब हम पुराने जिम जाते थे, Olympia used to be there. There used to be a big picture of you posing.
Well, that was just so I was competing post my competitive athletics career in departmental competition. I just took a chance in bodybuilding. Yeah.
Okay.
And well, we had good competition at our All India. We call it Revenue Games. And the competition was quite good. And first year I came, I think, 4th in that. And next year I ensured that if at all I go, I have to be in a medal tally. And as the things would have been with the very dedicated and you can say and flushing out all your fat out with some advice from our bodybuilders, I was able to retain my title for 2-3 years in a row at departmental level. So I think the gym owner ensured that I do have a poster which can work out for some people and asked me to have a poster.
तो उस टाइम आपकी क्या एज थी?
Well, I was 54 that time and with all 6 packs and whatnot. So ideally that is done only for the sake of competition, but in long run I think that's okay, but in long run giving up fat, sugar, carbs for certain days is okay just for posing, but end of the day that's not advisable in long run. I think ultimate is your stamina, fitness and your day-to-day exercises which will take you in long run.
But उस टाइम जब आप बिल्कुल बॉडी बिल्डिंग कंपटीशन के लिए कर रहे थे और पोजिंग के लिए, तो उस टाइम आपका क्या रूटीन रहा?
Well, the routine changes in way because you have to be absolutely fat free in a way, like it comes down to the fat percentage of 4, 5, 7, 8% to come out with all your visible abs.
तो उस
And
टाइम आप
you gave up
4
on you can say all your sugar content, your carbs are also given up to some extent. Salt intake has to be less and minimum retention of water. So this drill can be followed for say 2, 3, 4 weeks. In the last 3, 4 weeks, and your abs are always there for most of the people who work out. The only thing is it has to be visually seen. So that is possible only once you give up all on these 2, 3 food basic foods, and you try to retain the basic protein level which you need in day to day.
तो कितना होगा प्रोटीन लेवल जो एक कोई स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग में शुरू कर रहा है?
Again, it varies what is your background and how far you want to reach over it. But our average protein, well, I have not worked on so much on percentage wise, but you need to just consume to stay healthy in a way, just to sustain your training rituals which you are otherwise doing it. I think that should work for you.
एंड आपने अभी फूड के बारे में भी बताया, फूड पे भी होना चाहिए। कोई आजकल लोग सप्लीमेंट्स के बारे में बहुत बात करते हैं, उसमें आपका क्या व्यू होगा?
Well, the supplements are not bad until unless it's taken in a doctor's advice, and if you are working hard enough and you are not able to compensate with your regular diet, the natural minerals, proteins, with your day-to-day regular food, then supplements do come into play, and one has to have a very you can say a very reputed brands to have it, because there are lot many spurious supplements which are floating in market because of heavy demand. So one has to ensure that, but there's no shortcut as such. You have to have a very healthy and balanced diet day in and out to continue for long. A short-term arrangements and short-term gains can always be achieved by these supplements, and which are okay for some time, you see, but in long run you have to continue with your natural foods, intake of your proteins, non-veg if you are a non-veg eater, or your day-to-day milk and dry fruits come into play, your natural fruits, your green vegetables. These are normal things which everybody knows it. But how to balance it out, and the portion of it is important, which not many people pay much heed to.
तो अगर मैं आज का आपका रूटीन पूछूं, तो आप सुबह से रात तक नॉर्मली क्या खाओ?
No, well, it's an average diet, you see, nothing much more than that. See, I do consume apple sometimes before coming, maybe you can say peanut butter sometimes. And then during workout also, I do consume banana if your energy have depleted to such an extent during workout. Then post-workout protein shake, and then normal your breakfast is there, wherein you consume some, you can say some maybe oatmeal or something. That's okay. I think that's sufficient for my age and for the type of workout which I am doing. And post the lunch is average dal roti and maybe a chicken twice, thrice a week is good enough. Well, I'm not an egg eater since I'm allergic to egg. So that is why I'm into consuming proteins by virtue of taking protein shakes. Then evening again, you have to have some fruit or something before the dinner is again normal dal, sabji, chapati type thing. That's it.
So
nothing fancy, but timing is important. One has to stick to a very time dedicated food habits to continue for long.
So what would be your last meal time?
Well, I do consume my dinner by 7:38 max. That's most of the time. But unless you are in some social gatherings here and there, then you tend to be a little flexible in those cases.
तो आप भी to maintain this, आप भी इंडल्ज करते हैं मीठे में, डिजर्ट में?
That, see, in India, you have to stay in India. You cannot ignore it. See, everybody have a sweet tooth, you can say, and once in a while you do indulge into it, and there's no harm in it. Actually, one has to have it. So you cannot deprive yourself for all the basic goodies which are available across the shelf. You have to consume them once in a while. But again, the portion comes into very important.
अभी आपने बताया था कि अब आपके लिए एक ऑटोमेटिक रूटीन हो चुका है एट द एज ऑफ 65। आपकी क्या मोटिवेशन है कि मैं सुबह उठ के जाऊं, वर्कआउट करूं?
Well, it's a everyday routine now. There's nothing specially I have to do all out to go and drag myself into the gym. Well, I call it, it's in auto mode now. Well, I have not many commitments during the day since being a retired man. But again, it's an automatic. You see, until unless you don't work out, your food habits, your sleeping pattern, everything revolves around it. So this is you are not going any out of way to maintain it. If I don't do it, you feel very uncomfortable. Your
You don't feel
body
good.
doesn't give up. Your food habits tend to change. Your sleeping pattern is not up to the mark. So it's a drill which you are doing day in and out in most of the days. Yeah. So it is not that again you are stepping or overstepping out of your way. It's just a routine for me. Like
मैं अभी स्लीपिंग पैटर्न पे भी आऊँगा, बट आपने काफ़ी टाइम जो आपकी, जैसे मैंने अभी जितना भी सुना, इट फील्स लाइक यू इन्जॉय कम्पीटिंग, यू इन्जॉय विनिंग। तो ये जो विनिंग माइंडसेट था, ये आपका शुरुआत से था सिंस स्कूल डेज, या एट सम पॉइंट कुछ हुआ लाइफ में कि आपको लगा कि अब नहीं, मुझे विनर बनना है?
No, well, Rohan, see, this is a very slow process, and see, your targets are very, very. Initially, it's all very, very small targets. You see, when in your school you want to win for school, and then you want to win for inter-school, then the university, then you want, once you are senior, then you say, I went in for junior nationals, which used to be under 19, and I was doing some high jump, and after winning Delhi and all, then you win a medal at national school games. So which is a big time achievement. So your next target is what you do in men's section then. Once you reach men's section post 19, then your target is just to win Delhi state. And then gradually after winning Delhi, your next aim is to compete in nationals, only competing. That's how your targets are. You see, you cannot straight away think of Olympics or Asian Games. So these small targets have to be achieved. Merely, again, now it comes to the focus and your madness, you can say. It's a madness which takes you so far. So you don't think on lines of that one day you will be winning for India. That is too early to conceive. So it's small goals, winning Delhi and then competing in nationals and then winning a place in nationals and then ultimately winning India and then competing at Asian Games. This all step by step. So here in India, we have as of now, I think one of the best Indian sports person who have done lots of country is Neeraj Chopra. He's a big time name who have 2 Olympic medals and 3 times world champion now. And many ample Commonwealth Games and Asian Games medal. He is the living example who we take pride in saying so. Well, his journey has been very modest, you can say. He was winning for junior levels, then he went for junior India, and then he went on to win World Junior Championships. The progression has been very, very slow over the period of 12-14 years. So those winning Asian Games, Asian Championships, Commonwealth Games, then World, and then there are some, we call it Grand Prix. So this is how you achieve. And finally, now he's a world beater. He's always in any championships at world level. He's among the first 2-3. And this is how the journey is achieved. And it's all very slow, progressive progression which takes you so far.
तो जैसे गोल्स आपके बढ़ रहे हैं, मैडनेस भी बढ़ते रहती है?
Obviously, it's all madness. Yeah. You see now, obviously, see, money is into one consideration in many sports, But in initial stages, that is the last on your mind, you see. For any genuine sportsman, it is only a madness to win a medal, which is hardly costing anything as such. It is his hard work which he want to see the other side of it by having a medal at certain events, you see. It's a madness which takes you so far. So these are all byproducts. See, getting any monetary substantial rewards from your state government or from center is always welcome. You see, everybody is happy to have it once you have performed. But at, I think, initial stages, everybody just want to play and win and compete. So winning is a byproduct again at initial stages. Winning comes post you are wearing an Indian color. You see, wearing an Indian color itself is so high when a flag goes up. See, it's a very emotional moment for everyone. So that is how you force upon you every day in and out and sweat out in the field to just to see and ensure that the nation looks after you.
वाओ सो विनिंग के लिए स्मॉल गोल्स होने चाहिए जो प्रोग्रेस होते रहे एंड अलोंग विद दैट मैडनेस दैट ड्राइव जिसकी वजह से आप पूरा प्रोग्रेस करते रहो
So the luck also have a role to play. But until unless you don't strive to achieve that, very difficult. The luck comes into play only at certain stages. You see, a whisker of a second here and there, you lose a medal. See, but ultimately, what all you have put in, the proportionate result is out. You see, you cannot blame anybody for that. See, especially in individual games, you have to be very sure what you are up to. So. Margin of winning and losing is very very minimal, you know, friction of seconds, the 100th 1000th of a second. So but you have worked hard enough to achieve what you have. So it is a very tricky and very proportionate thing. You see, आपने जितना एफर्ट किया था उसके proportionate आपको मिल गया. So okay, if I worked more hard I would have won a medal in Olympic also, but that was not to be, because again we were not made up to that standard maybe. And we were late in starting, we were not trained well enough, we were nutrition wise we were not aware of it.
तो उस टाइम कोई ऐसा एथलीट दैट यू वुड लुक अप टू एट योर टाइम
Well, that time incidentally I happened to be in Indian camp, and that time our mentor was again very very prominent, one of the contemporaries of Milkha Singh, late मिल्खा सिंह जी थे, उनके साथ के थे मिस्टर गुरबचन सिंह रंधावा, who was the first Arjun awardee, and he was in my event in 110 hurdles, he was fourth at Olympics in Rome Olympics, and he was still holding the national record, which we were not able to break even at my stage, even in 80s. So his record stood almost till, you can say, 3 decades or more than that, until
and what
unless
was the national record?
His record was 14.09 and 14 dead, which was
14.09.
Yeah, which was done during his Olympics, 1960 Olympics. So in spite of all our synthetic tracks and all our you can say training and all, we were not able to achieve that. So he was the one who ensured that his tips were taken into account, and we could excel at least up to some Asian level. So post that again, it took almost again 20-30 years for his record to be broken by some youngsters now. But now even with that timing, you're not able to fetch anything in Asian level. That is surprisingly, because the standard has gone so high now. So he was the one who have been a Asian medal winner in very distinct events, in hurdles and then in javelin throw and decathlon. So he was a master of all events and track and field events. So he was a legendary gentleman who had done exceptionally good at Olympic and world level and at the Asian level. So hats off to him, and we still go to him just to pay respect and take his advice off and on.
Of course. So I think from that perspective, seeing you in the shape you are, आप हमारे इंडियन सिल्वेस्टर स्टेलोन हो गए फिर.
No, it's a compliment. which will be taken in, but there are a lot many who are much fitter than me. So it's always a learning process, and I'm still in the learning process. I feel I
आप
have lot
यही
much
बोल
to achieve.
आप यही बोल रहे हो, that means that you're still a student of
Absolutely,
life.
absolutely. Every day is a learning experience, and lot many things which I intend to do, I'm not able to. So I sometimes wonder that there are lot many out in other sports who are much better than me, and I think still I have lot much to achieve.
तो आपने ये अभी बताया कि जब आप वर्कआउट करते हैं, a lot depends on your workout is the food, the sleep. तो sleep का कितना important role होगा इसमें?
Well, Rohan, you have to recover to next day. You have to hit the gym, or for that matter, any physical exercises. Once the body is not recovered and your body soreness and your aches and all, if you dragging yourself to the gym, that means you are not up to the mark. So you don't have to drag yourself to the gym. It is should be more little bouncy, and you have to be very energetic when you come to the gym. So here comes your recovery pattern. You see, if you are not fully recovered and you haven't slept for a night or two before that, or maybe late nights, then the very purpose is defeated coming to the gym and exercising. Rather, it will harm you rather than giving any positive and results. And merely stereotype gymmers are there who, in spite of all their, I won't call it ill effects of their day-to-day routines, and still they come and their targets are not achieved in a way like what they aspire to be. So the nutrition and recovery and sleep pattern comes into play in a very big way. You have to recover fully so that you are again pepped up and energetic enough to pump up your weights and training sessions.
There are a lot of people जो professional world में advise करते हैं कि आप अपनी sleep कम करो, 5-6 घंटे sleep करो and then you work. तो उस advice को आप कैसे देखोगे?
See, in a gym you come across 100 people. In a J, say example, in average. Everybody has his own distinct style, body structure, and his way of working out. And what has his been background, you see, that is also equally important. During childhood, what was his upbringing and what was his physical activity during his childhood, and what genetically he have achieved. So many things come. You see, over the period of what if he is not, his background is nil, he haven't played anything or haven't done any physical activity during his studies. Say for example, a doctor, he was busy in studying and all, and out of the blue he realized I have to do gymming at the age of 40. So he cannot look forward to a person who have been into competitive from his childhood. So he might aspire to be like him, but his basic level is so less than the person who have achieved many things during his school, college, and physically he have achieved. So his basic level will is so bad that to achieve his minimum, reach up to that level, he have to struggle 10 times to reach that level. Whereas a person who had his background was so good, his childhood, from his upbringing, so those factors are not taken consideration is not giving. So he won't be able to achieve so fast. So it has to be very slow progression, and he cannot compete with people who have a good background. So it varies from person to person and what all have been their background. See, any recovery, 4-5 hours, every person might recover, you see. But if you have to achieve really good results and physical appearance and stamina, endurance and all, then he have to have proper sleep. Okay, somebody might be able to recover in 5 hours. Good of him. But an average person needs 6-7 hours of good sleep to really recoup with his, replenish his all depleted energy.
तो आप जितने भी एथलीट्स जैसे देख रहे हैं सिलेक्शन में, उनकी भी अगर हम स्लीपिंग पैटर्न को देखेंगे, तो इज दैट sleeping pattern around 6 to 7, 8 hours, or only a very few are able to do 4 to 5 hours में recovery?
See, now we have coaches who are very experienced. You see, we have all international coaches attached to all our international top class athletes. Once you reach the elite level of athletes, say there's 2 to 4 person behind him. from his nutrition, from his training, from his biomechanics and whatnot.
Okay.
So they are taken care of. They know what to do and what not to do. And an average athlete is fully aware of what all proper need his sleep pattern needs to be replenished with, and they are recovering well. So we have even recovery coaches, and then we have recovery masseurs who are attached to the teams and athletes in specific sports, wherein they giving you massage. There's a massage one to relax, and there's one to activate also your muscles before the competition. So these are very scientifically approached. These athletes are taken care of in a very good way now. So most of them know what is there. Without, if you're looking for an optimum results at the peak of your competitive season, it won't come easily. It has to be combination of each and every factor. So on a given day, it's, as I said, it is so competitive. A centimeter here and there, a friction of a second here and there makes a difference between a winner and a loser. So these small elements have to be in appropriate place at appropriate time to win you something creditable in your life.
So then measurement in सारे small variables को measure करना बहुत important हो जाता होगा.
This is what you train for. So this is how your graph has gone up to from school level to national level to international level. So even this journey have taught you everything. There's nothing new which they want to know about it. They are aware of these facts, and this is what they are practicing for. So you see, practice, you might do something very remarkably good, but if it is not repeated on the competitive day, the very purpose is defeated, you see. So in these cases, when to peak, when not to peak, and when to recover, everything have to tweaked and modified in such a way that on a given day you peak at a right time.
तो जैसे अभी विराट कोहली ने रिटायरमेंट ले ली, एंड मैनी पीपल वर सेइंग कि उनकी रिटायरमेंट थोड़ी अर्ली हो गई है, तो व्हाट वुड बी द कंसिडरेशंस इन हिज माइंड, लाइक एज एन एथलीट, कि अभी रिटायर करें या वेट करें? इज देयर सम मोर पीक इयर्स लेफ्ट?
No, that's obviously it was his call, and nobody knows better than him, you see. Now he might have realized that his mind has to be in link and has to be in a loop with his body, you see. Sometimes your mind might say that I am good enough for that, but your body is not responding vis-a-vis to mind, you see. It has to be calibrated with your mind, you see. See, in most of the cases, he knows now it is enough. I can't stand 5 days in a ground. So it's a very Herculean task, you see, with the age catching up. So I think that must have been the one factor. So as a layman, we might say he's very fit for his age and everything. But there was something in his mind which was contrary to what his body was suggesting. So this is the very obvious reason which we can foresee by his statements.
So अगर हम एक डिश बना रहे हैं called an athlete, तो उस डिश के क्या इंग्रेडिएंट्स होंगे एक विनिंग एथलीट?
It is all madness, boss. You are working out with a specific event. Then you start with, see, your natural childhood, you play all games. You play and grounds, this game, X, Z, Y game, badminton, bodybuilding, boxing, whatever you may do. Then you gradually switch to a very specific game. And then with type of coaching available across now most of the states, then you specifically select your game which have been scouted by your coaches or somebody, and they feel you are good in this, and then you train for that specific event and game. And it's a big journey which many people think it's out of the blue, somebody have come and won
overnight sensation. ऐसा कुछ नहीं.
It is a journey which takes minimum bloody 15-20 years of journey. And at junior level, obviously, you are excelling, say, at under 16 level and under 18 level. So you have caliber and potential to be a winner. So then you are molded into a senior level. And then your muscle, strength, endurance, stamina accordingly made as per the event which you intend to excel in.
And इसमें measurement, food, recovery, all that is part of the package.
It's everything is a combination of everything, you see. See, I might do exceptionally good here, but if I am not healthy, I'm not eating healthy enough, my results will suggest so. So when your results are not up to the mark means something wrong somewhere. Either you are not sleeping well, you are not recovering well, or your nutrition is up to the not to the mark. So you are laboring hard, but you are not able to replenish by your food. So that will show on your parameters will suggest so. So it's a win-win combination if all parameters are in place.
All parameters in place.
Yeah.
Thank you, Praveen ji. Now it comes, we switch to a rapid fire round. इसमें मैं आपसे कुछ questions पूछूंगा.
Sure.
And whatever comes on the top of your mind. So first, one moment from sports that you will never forget.
Obviously, for an athlete to being Asian, winning a medal at Asian level is obviously a moment of life for me.
One health myth that people believe, but it's actually not true.
Protein shakes is one thing which I feel most of the people take it for granted. Merely taking protein shakes won't help until unless you work hard. It is, it is a no shortcut or one pill solution for bodybuilding or for achieving anything for that matter in sports. So it has to be corroborated with the efforts which you put in.
And who inspired you to do sports or get into sports?
Well, to be honest, my mother used to tag us along. She was also a government servant working for Ministry of Defence and Air Headquarters. So during her competitive days, she used to tag us along, and there used to be a children's race where we started our first step, escorting her to the ground, and I'll rate her to be my, you'll say mentor, or she was the first person who introduced us to the field.
Wow. And most thrilling customs raid experience?
Well, there are many. But as I narrated you earlier, well, to catch hold of a person with 20-30 kg of gold wrapped around his belt and catching hold of him and making a seizure and arresting and ensuring that what best can be done in future, you can say, to diminish the inflow of all the smugglers in that way to some extent.
And कुछ हमारे viewers के लिए one final or last advice, what would you say to a young student or a young college student who wants to be an athlete or who wants to have a winning mindset? How should they start? Any 3 steps?
Well, starting is natural. You see, you play all games, then you are scouted and somebody and you yourself can see the potential which game you are good into. And that's obviously a first step which you land up in some sport. And then gradually building into it and ensuring that you excel in that particular sport. And then advice from your coaches who are the best advisors and guides who can take you places from where you are as of now. And then reaching a level wherein then your potential is recognized and you ensure that you come up to the reputation by excelling in that particular sport. It's a long journey. It's never taken for granted. It's a sweat day in and out. Thank you.
And one last question जो मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूँगा personally. At 65 now, with the way you look, our Indian Sylvester Stallone, इसके आगे क्या सोचा है आपने?
No, well, it's a learning process. Every day in and out, I'm trying to learn certain few things. So it's you try your best to excel at your fitness level. But every day is a learning experience. Any new techniques from youngsters like you, and any add-on exercises which can still improve. There is always a scope of improvement. I still feel there's a lot of scope to improve. And this is what I thrive on. That's it.
Thank you, Praveen ji. It was a pleasure talking
Same
to you.
here.
And
Thank
you for coming on this podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for calling me.